Singapore, a small island country 137 kilometers north of the equator. It's the second most densely populated country in the world, and with a population of 5 million people, but with no natural resources or agriculture to speak of, Singapore is deficit in all but one resource: its people. The literacy rate of 96.3%, the education industry contributes $3 billion to Singapore's economy, which is 1.9% of its GDP. Since the 1990s, the government has been striving to establish Singapore as a global media hub. Comprised of the publishing, print, broadcast, film, music, digital, and IT media sectors, Singapore's media industry collectively employs about 38,000 people, with its GDP contribution estimated to a 3% high by 2012. If it wishes to be successful as a media hub, Singapore needs to find a way to connect the media industry with the education industry, and invariably, media trainers will come from the pool of media practitioners. Let's find out more about the speed of changing collars in the sphere of media education. Up first, media practitioners with some serious opinions.
When the academics, they're stuck, they have a PhD, they've been teaching, and they never had that real life experience. So it's very difficult to transfer that to any student.
Take a look at the rock stars. They are up there on the stage. And I think they will make a very bad teacher. Imagine them coming into class 9 a.m. in the morning, well hungover.
I know of teachers or lecturers who have a lot of knowledge but cannot teach. They simply can't convey the information to students in a way that students will understand. These people, I feel that should be doing, so to say, and not teaching, because they are not doing justice to the students who go under them.
On the other side of the fence, however, thrives a different species. Trained in the field of media execution, yet they have chosen the path less taken. Let's hear from those who have swapped their media practicing collars for media educating ones.
I get to touch the students' lives and I get to help them grow. And one thing that really touches my heart is I can watch my students grow over the years.
Okay, rewarding and challenging for me, yet I've enjoyed going back to the students and sharing my knowledge and expertise with the students. And in fact, to be able to contribute something to the society is something which I enjoy doing.
Okay, I like teaching because teaching gives me different kind of challenge every day. Okay, be it students, be it parents, or be it transforming people who don't care to people who care.
If indeed the road less trodden reaps the greatest rewards, why aren't more considering it?
I do teach photography, but I will not do that full time. Because to me, teaching would be something like an office job, a 9-to-5 office job where I have to do that every day. I need to be in different environments all the time.
As for those who, who are in the teaching industry or the education industry, if you call it, I think they are not very good artists or performers or musicians or whatever you call it, because for them, teaching is a way to, get a stable income, a stable job.
Film industry is a very taxing industry. You need a lot of energy, and sometimes you need a lot of traveling. I know people who settle down to teach not because that they cannot do the job. I know somebody who settled down to teach because they have wife and babies, and then they don't want to go traveling, but those are rare entities.
I really do not like production house timing. I do not like the 18-20 hour days that I was pulling, and I decided to put my family first, take a pay cut, and go into education.
I've never wanted to be a lecturer actually. I stepped into teaching because financially I need a stable income because my dad was not feeling very well. Hence I come to teaching thinking that it will be a very stable job.
Sometimes, however, the route of practical self-preservation might not be void of challenges.
Staying relevant is a must for us educators so that the students will be learning new and relevant things.
One of the biggest problems that I have is to keep current with the industry. As a lecturer, I need to make a serious conscious effort to meet up with the industry, my industry friends, my industry partners, and to keep up with what's happening in the industry. Some of the key things that ITE lets us do as staff here is that we can do industry-based projects, and this helps us keep current. I also make an effort to meet up with industry practitioners, attend conferences, and it really helps me keep up to date.
Well, we'll have to applaud you for the effort, sirs. Still, let's not forget those who, without trying, are every bit as deserving as you are.
I know a lot of good photographers out there who teach. When they know so much knowledge, they want to pass down probably their techniques to different students. If they just keep it in, first thing is, to me, selfish. And secondly, who is going to benefit from your techniques that you just found?
When I go out for shoots, sometimes I meet new juniors who are interested in learning more about audio or maybe the aspects of video cameras. And I like to pass down knowledge because they would like to learn, what for do I keep this when I can just give it to somebody so somebody will be better?
Teaching requires you to do two things. You need to be able to do it and teach it. If you just want to do it, you just do it. You do not need to know how to teach it. Not everybody can teach, or not everybody has a flair for teaching. And if you actually do teach, you need to know every single possible combination of doing it.
If you have the capacity to do, you are able to teach better because you actually have better knowledge or ground knowledge or experience that you can actually share with the student compared to those who doesn't really have much experience, I feel.
When I taught, I had to dig into myself to find a logical and sensible way of explaining what I do every single day. I had to reflect on myself and I get to see things clearer. Actually, after teaching the first time I taught 20 years ago, it made me a better producer and a better director.
We conclude with some final words from our media professionals on the issue of doing and teaching.
Everybody be able to actually teach. It's just that to what extent he or she be able to spread his knowledge or his expertise requires some patience.
I sincerely see myself being an educator for the rest of my life.
But provided, the dean of the school wants me, and he don't kick me out of the place. So, yeah.
Those who can do, those who can't teach, but those who can do might not be able to teach.
Learning and teaching goes hand in hand. You cannot just continue learning if you don't teach. Because when you teach, you learn. And when you learn, you teach.
Because knowledge is power. Teach it when you still can.
And those who are really hooked in the industry would seldom drop everything and teach.
Whatever roles these individuals may play, their contributions are undeniable, whether they are teachers, doers, or a little bit of both. And there are also now enough of them to collectively make an impact on a whole country's GDP, as the figures show.